Hello, and I hope everybody is well this morning, and welcome to this fun project for the Sparklers DT, Spiegelmom Scraps, the Sparkler design team. And I am here today to bring you this project and my new little obsession. This month, of course, is also the May I Scrap Lift You month, a month-long series that I'm playing in. So this is not combined with it or part of it, but I thought I would stay a little bit in the same theme and sort of scrap lift myself a little bit. So I'm just going to pop that layout up here in the corner for 1 minute, and then I'll pop it again at the end, because that sketch was part of the 30 Days of Sketches Series 7, and it gave me the idea to create this sort of fun little wall hanging, I guess you could call it, using my new little obsession, which is making some shaker pockets using dies so that I can do all sorts of different shapes. I'm sure this is not a new idea to me. I'm sure many have done it before, and many do it beautifully. There are so many lovely shaker pockets and projects out there, but this is my new fun way of doing it, and I seem to be a little obsessed. In fact, I think I'll probably come back and do a video over on my channel just making a few of these as part of my year-long scrap-along series that I'm doing with Christy. So that is the main feature, of course, of this layout. But before I got started on that, I just created a little bit of a background. I used my white cardstock, and this is just regular cardstock because at first I wasn't quite sure how much mixed media I was going to do, and I just use, it's Stampin' Up, I think they call it Simply White. It used to be Whisper White, and I love it, and that's pretty much the only white that I tend to use other than the Vicki Boutons foundation and my hot press watercolor paper that Sarah inspires us to use very, very often. So I got my white cardstock out. I did a little bit of light, just the packaging technique on the background using my shimmers. This is colorings in Mandarin Mai Tai and a spritz in Caribbean Sunset. And I got that on the background. And I then actually did a little bit of spraying, holding my sheet up and far away, and just spraying a little bit. You can see that sort of on the sides and the corners to give just a very, very light finish. So I set that aside to dry, of course, and then set off to make my shaker pockets, which, by the way, Jody now has in the shop acetate in packages. They come in packs of 10 for a crazy price. I'm not exactly sure now, but I think it's like $7 or maybe $8, just a crazy price. So if you don't have your acetate to make your sheets, like 10 sheets, you'll be set for a long time. I will have an affiliate link in the description box down below that you can use to go over and purchase it, plus use my code Moira15 to get 15% off an already amazing price. Affiliate codes allow me to make a little bit of a commission. Doesn't cost you anything more, but then, you know, helps me keep my own YouTube channel going. So this is the principle that I use for making these fun shaker pockets. So I use dies in 2 different sizes because rather than do the shaker on just the white cardstock in the back, I think it's fun to see a little bit of a pattern through the acetate, and then to match my gorgeous sequin mixes to the pattern paper. So that's what I did here. You'll see I used 3 different gorgeous sequin mixes, which unfortunately are no longer available in the shop, but there are, you know, so many other ones that are available. So just, you know, pop on over there, don't worry. So what I did is, of course, I take my cardstock, my pattern paper, cut it out, of course, in the larger of the 2 dies, and that's going to give me my background. And then I go back in and do another pass using the two sizes that I insert fairly carefully, one within the other, and try and keep it at a good distance so I'll have a fairly even frame all the way around. And that then you put your lovely acetate behind here, your foam. I put my foam on the base, sequins, peel, and stick. And there you go. You have these fun shaker pockets, and then you have another little piece left over here. You know, these I put into my little scrap bowl. We'll see what we do with that. So I went in and I wanted to match. I'm using here the Paige Evans Wonders collection, and I had some scraps on my desk, so I wanted to use the yellow, and therefore I went into my stash and I still had some of this Bell's Ball left, which is the gorgeous yellow with a little bit of ivory and just a tiny little touch of blue. I didn't really want to get much of the blue in there, but there are a couple in there, and that's perfectly fine because I do have that color elsewhere on the layout. For the orange, I went into the orange and got that in there. And then I used Summer Playground for this fun floral. And what I really love is these sort of little turquoisey iridescent sequins are actually little flowers. So I thought that was a perfect match. And then as you shake this around a little bit, you can see the pattern paper come through. And I love that. So I think I'm going to be playing quite a bit with that. And you're going to be seeing that quite a bit, maybe here again and over on my channel as well. So then it was just a question of organizing my sort of hanging wall here in a way that was pleasing to me. So I cut my photos out in the larger of the two, so that was sort of match the size of my shaker bases, and then went one size larger for the background, which I kept in these sort of golden yellow, pink, and orangey colors. So I put this shaker, therefore, in the middle, and then I would have the two complementary ones on either side of the photos. I went in then and I just got some twine. On the original layout, I had done some stitching. I was a little bit lazier this time. I got some twine, just ran a very narrow bead or line of liquid glue here, glued my twine down, tucked it in under here, and then I had my lovely hanging wall. I went into the same papers that I used here and did some tearing to just get a little bit of interest and have this fun little shelf so that my wall doesn't fall down into nowhere, and arranged that into a way that was pleasing to me. And then just tucked in another little scrap here, and of this one, I fishtailed this one, and then just did sort of like a little bit of a tag finish, I guess you could call, on this one. Popped up a camera up on foam, and that's pretty much the layout. It really doesn't need a lot more. And then I looked at it and I said, you know what, it needs more sparkle around it a little bit. So I also went into my stash and I got the Black Magic, and unfortunately I don't think this is available in the shop anymore either. But there are other, definitely some other gorgeous little glittery sequins. And as I mentioned before, if you pop on over to the shop, don't forget to use my code for a lovely 15% discount off your order. And so I just went in and I took the glittery gold ones, the flat from here, and then the shinier, smaller size. And I just went in with my liquid glue and sort of willy-nilly, I guess, here and there, and just until I felt I liked it and it gave a fun little backdrop and brought out some of the shimmery portions of the mist. And I got that down all around on the page. Beauty in nature. These are just some gorgeous flowers. They're calendula, and they come in, you can get them in sort of a bright orangey color and this yellow color, and they are awesome to make. You can make tea with them, and they are awesome skincare plant. As you know, calendula oil, you can make your own oil. I've made skin cream before. I just love, they're very, very, very prolific. What I do now is I make sure I have them in pots, because in the garden, they're an annual, but they will overrun. They can easily overrun some of your other plants. And I will do just a little bit of journaling, I think, in this little area here to talk about that a little bit. Or I may tuck it down here. I'm not quite sure. Where do you think I should do the journaling? Anyway, that is me today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Don't you just love these little shaker pockets? You have to do, if you make these little shaker pockets, and you could use all sorts of different shapes. I'm going to try them in very different. I wanted for my first try just be, you know, a little bit on the safe side, but you could do so many fun shapes. So let me know if you do. Tag me on Facebook, link me up to your video, tag me over on Instagram, and I will see you back here very soon. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye for now.